Terraform state move versus moved block. Terraform state move edits the state file directly. That produces an immediate address rewrite with no configuration record of why it happened. A moved block records the address change in code. That produces a refactor that can be reviewed, replayed, and repeated across every environment. Terraform tracks objects by address, not by looks similar. Changing a resource label changes its address. That makes Terraform think the old object was deleted and a new object must be created. If you rename AWS SSM parameter.appconfig to application config, Terraform sees two different addresses. That produces a plan that destroys the old parameter and creates a new parameter, even when the desired end state is same object, new name in code. Terraform state move changes the state address mapping immediately. That produces a clean next plan because the config's new address now points to the existing remote object. A state move is a mutation that often happens outside version control. That produces "it works on my laptop" refactors because other engineers and CI runners do not see the intent, only the aftermath. A mistaken move can also orphan an object in state or attach state to the wrong object. That produces unsafe plans that look valid because the state mapping is already wrong. A move block tells Terraform, treat the old address as the same object as the new address. That produces a plan that keeps the remote object and updates only Terraform's internal tracking during apply. Because the mapping is in code, it becomes reviewable, testable, and repeatable across dev, stage, and prod. A module call path is part of the address. Moving a resource into a module changes its address, even if the underlying AWS object should stay the same. A move block can map the old root address to the new module address. That produces a refactor without recreation when you reorganize code into modules. On a submarine, you never change a critical system and then mention it later. You log the change, the reason, and the verifier because the next watch team inherits the consequences. Terraform state move is like making the change with no logbook entry. That produces fragile operations because the audit trail lives in someone's memory. A move block is the logbook entry in the repo. That produces refactors that survive handoffs, vacations, and incident response. Use moved when the change is a code refactor that must be applied consistently across environments. That produces reproducible refactors in CI and in peer review. Use Terraform state move for one-off repairs when you must correct state quickly and you cannot express the change safely in configuration. That produces a faster fix, but with higher governance costs.